Farmweek is a production of the Mississippi State University Extension Service.
Today on Farm Week, Mississippi State University scientists may have found the key to making biofuel from plant fiber inside the pandas at the Memphis Zoo.
In southern gardening, ornamental peppers. These are real peppers, but they're pretty enough to use in the landscape.
In the markets, fish processors are selling everything they can get their hands on, as reduced beef production next year is likely to drive retail beef prices higher.
In the feature segment, the 4-H shooting sports program in Mississippi. This program teaches safety, self-discipline, self-confidence, and goal setting.
We don't put a shotgun in the hands of an 8-year-old. We start them out slowly, and as they get older and as they progress, then we move to other disciplines.
And I went to state, and it was like even more fun than what I thought. So it was so much fun and it's really helped me like with my people skills, because I'm not shy, but I'm more of a quiet person. So it really helps being in 4-H, being able to talk to people and get more involved and know how to communicate.
Good day, everyone. I'm Leighton Spann.
And I'm Artis Ford. Welcome to Farm Week. The giant pandas at the Memphis Zoo and Mississippi State University scientists may have come up with a vital piece of the puzzle needed to make biofuel from plant fiber.
Artis, the staple food of giant pandas is bamboo, a woody, super tough plant material to make a living on. The bacteria in the pandas that helps them digest the bamboo may also be the key to making biofuels from plant fiber. Mississippi State University researchers have been studying the feces of giant pandas for a year, and that takes place at the Memphis Zoo, looking for just such a discovery. They found microbes similar to those found in termites. The termites use them to break down wood, while the pandas' microbes allow them to live on bamboo. MSU biochemist Ashley Brown said the pandas' bacteria looks to be more efficient at breaking down plant fiber into simple sugars. The sugars can then be used to make biofuel. So far, making ethanol from plant and wood fiber instead of corn kernels has been an inefficient, high-cost process. The enzymes in the panda bacteria promise to do it using less energy, and it will use non-food crops to do it. This discovery is still a long way from commercial use. Brown says her team needs to do a complete census of all the bacteria in a panda's gut and see which digestive enzymes do the best job.
Leighton, I know it sounds a little humorous, but you know, this is that kind of basic research which has to be done. And you know, the scientists knew that that was going on inside the pandas, but the trick is they actually have found a bacteria in there that seems to do it well enough that there's a chance it could be used commercially.
And who would have ever thought a zoo would have been the scene of biofuel research?
Well, and then too, if we can start making, you know, ethanol out of plant fiber as opposed to grain, corn for, you know, grain, then livestock producers would like that too. Maybe help lower that cost of corn just a little bit. Well, let's check now on the Mississippi Weekly Crop Report from the Mississippi Ag Statistics Service in Jackson. Harvest is in high gear now with cotton picking up speed. This report does reflect conditions as of last Sunday. In terms of topsoil moisture in the state, surplus 1%, adequate 69%, but almost a third of the state has short to very short soil moisture. In terms of corn, 100% of the crop is mature. Harvest is 96% complete, which is 8 points ahead of the 5-year average. Mississippi cotton, 85% of the bolls are open, which is about on the 5-year average. Harvest is running a little behind at 11%, and that's probably due to weather delaying defoliation. In terms of crop condition, cotton 17% excellent, 49% good, 27% fair, and then 8% of the crop in poor to very poor shape. Mississippi peanuts, 4% of the crop dug as of Sunday. Harvest is 1% complete, and that is behind the 5-year average for the state. In terms of condition, excellent 9%, good 55%, poor 32%, 4% of Mississippi's peanuts in poor to very poor shape. So we look at Mississippi rice. 98% of the crop is mature. That is a little ahead of the 5-year average. Harvest is 65% complete, and that's about 9 points ahead of the average for the state. In terms of condition, excellent 17%, good 49%, fair 28%, poor to very poor only 6%. Mississippi soybeans, 69% of the crop dropping leaves as of Sunday, which is a little behind the 5-year average. Harvest is also behind the 5-year average at 31%, and that's about 17 points behind. In terms of shape, things not too bad there. Excellent 14%, good 57%, and fair 20%. Mississippi sweet potato harvest is running ahead of schedule, 45% complete, and that is 12 points ahead of the average for the state. Condition is looking good, 15% excellent, 53% good, 24% fair. Mississippi wheat, 4% of the crop planted as of Sunday, and that's about on the 5-year average for the state. In terms of condition, 16% excellent, good 62%, fair 19%, and poor 3% and none of the crop in very poor condition. Well, vegetables are usually found in the garden, but have you ever thought of growing vegetables as ornamental plants? In this week's Southern Gardening segment, Extension horticulturist Dr. Gary Bachman shows us how ornamental peppers can add color to any landscape.
A popular trend in landscaping is including vegetables with ornamental interest. Probably my favorite group are the ornamental peppers. Today I'm in the trial garden at the MSU South Mississippi Branch Station in Poplarville looking at great examples of ornamental peppers. There's a wide variety of foliage colors and fruit shapes. The overall impact and adaptability of ornamental peppers was recognized in 2010 when purple flash pepper was named a Mississippi Medallion winner. With its purple and white variegated leaves, it's one of the showiest peppers available on the market. The fruits start as dark marbles and mature bright red. The showy fruit are displayed in different ways. The variety Sangria holds its slender fruit pointing upward boastfully, its range of colors from lavender, orange, and red. While Chenzo pepper has elegant arching branches, the fruit, ranging from green to black to red, hangs vertically underneath. For most ornamental peppers, the plant will begin setting fruit as the temperatures begin to heat up, and will keep producing through the fall season. These plants offer great ornamental value, featuring considerable numbers of fruit, all at different stages of color development. When planted in the full sun, ornamental peppers will not let you down. Their bright colors and vigorous growth will continue throughout the hot and dry summer season and beyond. However, be cautious if you actually want to eat these peppers, because they're really hot. Shishi Gashira! Woo! I'm Gary Bachman for Southern Gardening.
Gary can have all the hot peppers for me, but as you see, they are real peppers, and his mouth is still burning. Well, in the feature segment, young people with guns and bows and arrows, well, some would be aghast, but the 4-H shooting sports program encourages it. It teaches self-discipline and, most of all, safety. Time now for the Marcus with Leighton. And Leighton, you say a new snapshot of the catfish industry is out.
That's right, Artist. The numbers were released on Tuesday the 20th this past week, and the aquaculture story continues to be fewer catfish but higher prices. Also ahead, the nation's cow herd continues to shrink in size as the price of soybeans may slip as harvest season rolls on. We begin with Tuesday's catfish processing report. Fish supplies continue to be way below 2010. The average pond bank price being paid to U.S. producers in August was $1.28 per pound. That is up another 2 cents per pound from July and an increase of 48 cents per pound compared to only 1 year ago. Farm sales totaled over 30 million pounds round weight, down 22% from the same time in 2010. Processor sales were just over 14 million pounds, a drop of 30% from August 2010. In the beef sector, there are new projections that the nation's cow herd numbers may fall to historic lows. Drovers Cattle Network reports this week prices for cattle are expected to remain relatively high next year, as USDA says beef production will decline by 4.5% in 2012. Now that's expected to drive retail prices higher. This forecast worries some analysts who think beef could be priced out of the marketplace in 2012. Well, of course, the liquidation of cattle in Texas due to the recent drought and ongoing drought is part of the reason for projections of a smaller U.S. herd. Analyst Walt Hackney says if and when Texas gets some decent rainfall, the market there for replacement cattle will take off and impact the market everywhere.
Those individuals that are sitting and owning replacement quality stock, bred heifers up to 3 or 4 year olds, they're going to be in a catbird seat in a hurry because the Texas and the Oklahoma ranchers that have been forced because of this drought to liquidate 650,000 head of cows out of that herd down there. They're going to replace a large amount of those cattle, and the market is going to escalate to unbelievable figures, I'm sure. There's a lot of money in the hands of ranchers that were forced to liquidate because the market itself was very good at the time. Most of them were liquidating. They were selling pairs, they were splitting the pairs, and they were getting good prices for the calves and the cow.
We pause for a moment now to look at this week's trivia quiz on Farm Week. It's about one segment of commercial horticulture, the pecan. How many pecans are used to make a pecan pie? Here are your possible answers: 55, 78, 90, or 115. You'll find out just a bit later in this week's program.
We're going to pause for a short break on Farm Week. Coming up, we'll look at the calendar and the second part of the markets. John Michael Riley will cover corn and bean prices. Leighton Spann reports Georgia Pacific is closing some Arkansas mills, which will have an effect on Mississippi timber owners. In the feature segment today, the 4-H shooting sports program in Mississippi. It's enjoyed by girls and boys as it teaches self-discipline and safety.
Each year, many Mississippians are seriously injured or killed when farm tractors overturn. One cause of these accidents is improper hitching. If a tractor is hitched at any point above the drawbar, it can flip over backwards. Never hitch a tractor using the bar between the 3-point hitch upper and lower links or at the top link attachment point. The stationary drawbar is the only safe location for tractor hitching. A message from the Mississippi State University Extension Service.
Before we get back to the markets, let's look at the Farm Week calendar. If you're interested in planting native trees and shrubs, be sure to come to the quarterly plant sale at Mississippi State University's Crosby Arboretum at Picayune. Sale takes place Saturday and Sunday, October 1st and 2nd. There's no admission fee and the hours are 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. both days. Arboretum members can get in an hour early on Saturday. Mississippi State University and the U.S. Department of Agriculture will hold an ornamental horticulture field day at Poplarville. Takes place Thursday, October 6th. The location is the South Mississippi Branch Experiment Station on Highway 26 west of Poplarville. The field day gets underway at 8:30 a.m. Go to our Farm Week website at farmweek.msucares.com for information on these and other events. This week's Farm Week Snapshot has photos from last weekend's second annual Mississippi Gourd Festival at Raleigh.
The market segment continues now with a look at corn and soybeans. Extension Ag economist John Michael Riley joined me on set Thursday morning. John Michael, let's begin looking back at that September 12th set of numbers, the crop report and supply-demand numbers, beginning with corn. What do we pick up there?
National average yield of 148.1 bushels an acre, which is down from 153 in the August report, but it was mostly in line with what we expected. We were looking for 148.8. It was a little bit below that. We've been thinking the corn crop has been under some pressure for most of the growing season. USDA kind of came through with that with this 148 bushel per acre yield projection. Acreage was pretty much unchanged. Production for corn just under 12.5 billion bushels, about 400 million bushels off of the August estimate. That was mostly offset when you look at the demand side of the equation, we lost about 400 million bushels in corn demand, 200 to the livestock sector, 100 to ethanol, and 100 to exports. So not a whole lot of changes at the bottom line of the corn balance sheet, but definitely the yield is looking like it was under pressure, and USDA is showing that.
Now, what about on the soybean side? What's the picture?
Not a whole lot of surprises there on the soybean side. We were looking for just over 3 billion bushels of soybeans, and it actually came in just under 3.1 billion. In terms of overall production, yield is projected at 41.8 bushels per acre, which is mostly in line with what the projections were. Not a whole lot of changes on the demand side for soybeans, so at the end of the day, no real big surprises.
All right, let's talk about the markets, the prices as we move forward here. Now, corn prices again are very strong. What are we looking at here as we head into late September, 1st of October?
Well, we've dropped below that $7 per bushel number, and we're currently sitting in the high sixes for the most part in terms of this year's corn crop price. But a lot of it, we've saw it slip as a result of, since the report came out. The report was mostly bullish for corn because the projection was lower in terms of yield, but it's been facing some other challenges, primarily a stronger dollar over the past couple of weeks. Oil has come down just a little bit. Both of those really play heavy into the corn price, and as a result, we have seen the corn price slip below that $7 mark. Soybeans kind of following in the footsteps of corn, and it's come down a little bit over that same time period as well.
The market for forestry products in the Mid-South region suffered another blow this month. A classic mill town in southeast Arkansas, not far across the river from Greenville, Mississippi, is losing its mills. Georgia Pacific says its multiple plywood plants and a stud mill, all located in Crossett, Arkansas, will close November 7th. 700 workers will be unemployed. The decline in the housing industry is being blamed for the decision by GP. Checking the trivia answer for you before this week's new feature story on Farm Week. Every pecan pie uses 1/2 to 3/4 of a pound of pecans, so there are said to be about 78 pecans used in the average pie. B is the right answer.
In today's feature segment, Farm Week's Amy Taylor reports on a Mississippi 4-H program that some see might as dangerous, but it actually promotes safety.
That's right, Artis. More than 300,000 people in the United States and in Mississippi participate in 4-H shooting sports. Here in Mississippi, 4-H volunteers work tirelessly at teaching young people how to safely operate firearms and archery equipment. The 4-H youth also develop life skills, learn about facing challenges, and have fun at the same time. The young people say they are grateful to 4-H shooting sports for providing opportunities to set goals and strive for achievement. Many young people in 4-H shooting sports might not be able to tell you exactly why they love it so much. Perhaps it's the thrill of that first bullseye, or the camaraderie of learning good sportsmanship, or the feeling of encouragement from instructors. Either way, Mississippi State University Extension Service 4-H Youth Development Specialist and Shooting Sports Coordinator John Long says the experience is about more than just learning to shoot a gun.
4-H shooting sports is more than just shooting a gun or shooting a bow. We use that as a vehicle to get that young person into the program and to teach youth development. Young people in 4-H shooting sports learn several of the life skills just like they would in any other 4-H program. Such things as self-discipline, responsibility, good sportsmanship, and that's just to name a few.
In addition, Long says the sport can improve focus, coordination, and interpersonal communication skills. Currently, Mississippi 4-H has about 800 volunteer shooting sports instructors ages 21 and up. Instructors must be certified, which involves an intense 2-day training in the discipline or disciplines they wish to teach. These disciplines include air pistol and air rifle, 22 pistol and 22 rifle, shotgun, muzzle loader, and recurve and compound archery. Additionally, Long emphasizes the most important part of being a 4-H shooting sports volunteer instructor.
I always say that you don't have to be an expert in the use of firearms or archery equipment. We're going to give you those skills that you need. what we ask is that you have a passion for youth and you have a passion to help young people.
In addition to youth development, Long says parents can rest assured that individuals are taught in a safe environment fitting to age and ability.
We don't put a shotgun in the hands of an 8-year-old. We start them out slowly, and as they get older and as they progress, then we move to other disciplines.
Once shooters develop their skills, there are opportunities to compete at the county level and then work all the way up to the national level. In fact, Mississippi 4-H Shooting Sports national team took 6th place overall at the 2011 National Invitational. Anna, Maggie, and Abby Thompson of Starkville have found their passion in archery and have each competed on the state level in previous years. The girls are happy to share their experiences in 4-H shooting sports and what the program has taught them.
A lot of times with archery, you're with a lot of other people and you're all shooting the same thing and you're all shooting together, and it's more casual. It's not as much of a one person up there doing it by themselves. I'm the oldest girl, so I have to be responsible for all my siblings, and even just going to practices and trying to be a leader and encouraging people when things aren't going right and you're not hitting the target, being able to encourage them and help them even if you can't tell them what they're doing wrong. So there's definitely leadership skills.
You have to be responsible because with the compound bow, you have a lot of things that you have to take care of, and you can't just like, oh, 4-H is over, stick your bow in the case and leave it, somewhere. You have to, get it out every few months, wax your strings, make sure everything's in the proper place. You have to keep up with your stuff and not lose it. There's a lot of younger people in our county who have just recently started the past year, and I think it's fun just teaching them just pretty much, what I learned 4 years ago, just the basics. And, you have to be careful about being prideful about it. That's another thing I've learned from it. You can't teach them with this attitude of, I know what I'm doing here and you don't.
In the future, Maggie hopes to give back by becoming a certified instructor. Her sister Abby talks about the challenge of shooting recurve in archery and qualifying for the 2011 State Invitational.
The recurve, you have to know a lot more yourself on where to aim because you don't just use sights. You have to train yourself to be the sight. You have to know where to aim, how far above the target, how much below the target you have to aim. So it's a lot to know, and you have to really know a whole lot to do it, and you learn a lot from doing it. And I went to state, and it was even more fun than what I thought. So it was so much fun and it's really helped me with my people skills because I'm not shy, but I'm more of a quiet person. So it really helps being in 4-H, being able to talk to people and get more involved and know how to communicate.
Abby says shooting sports have also brought her closer to her siblings. Her sister Anna says their father Johnny is joining them in the program by becoming a certified instructor himself in 2011.
This year, he actually just a couple weeks ago got certified as an archery instructor so that he could be able to instruct us at home, and he would be able to know a lot more about it instead of just learning from us and then knowing. He got firsthand information to be able to help us and instruct us.
The Thompsons say they're grateful for parents, instructors, 4-H agents, and volunteers who work tirelessly at making shooting sports a great experience. An exciting addition to 4-H shooting sports is the reestablishment of hunting into the program. Chad McCormick talks about what was taught at hunting instructor training.
We had, identifying animals, animal tracks, where there's safe shots if you're shooting up a hill or down in a gully, if it's safe to do, and also using the tree stands safely, how to properly put them up, take them down, safety harnesses, just everyday common sense safety stuff.
Following certification, McCormick plans to start a 4-H hunting group for his community. MSU 4-H agent and hunting instructor Lionel Hines explains why he's excited about teaching hunting activities to the new instructors.
I smile about it because I enjoy doing it so much. I mean, it's wonderful. I know when I talk with someone and I teach them what I know about it, I know I have helped someone better their life skills. It teaches them a little more respect and gives them a little self-discipline. It teaches them to teamwork, to rely on others. it just motivates me to know that this has come out for our young people in 4-H.
Another perk to 4-H shooting sports is you don't have to own land, live in the country, or even be an avid hunter to get involved. Mississippi State University Extension Service 4-H leaders and volunteers are dedicated to providing locations and tools young people need to enjoy a sport that's helped shape so many lives. I'm Amy Taylor reporting.
You can watch this story again on our Farm Week website, our Facebook page, or YouTube. The website address is farmweek.msucares.com. We'll also have links and phone numbers to help you get started in shooting sports with Mississippi 4-H. If you're not from Mississippi, check with your state's 4-H program. Many are involved in the shooting sports program nationwide. Our website is farmweek.msucares.com.
Amy, one thing about it is, safety is utmost, and the young people and the adults are learning proper gun safety. So really, when you get down to it, the safety emanates out because when they're around other people, they're still gonna handle their weapons like they should.
That's right. Many people might not know how to properly act around firearms if they're not educated.
So it's a good program, and personally, I love shooting targets.
It's a lot of fun. It is.
Well, we are at the end of Farm Week for this week. On our next show, meet a farmer, a cattleman, and a feedlot operator who's also known for taking care of the environment.
All of those many priorities fit together on Bill Kauser's Iowa operation. He's thought of as an effective, low-tech way and low-cost way to clean the water coming from his feedlot.
In Southern Gardening, want to make your landscape more environmentally friendly? We'll have some ideas. For the rest of the Farm Week crew, I'm Artis Ford.
And I'm Leighton Spann. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.